Hello, my name is Harton Buatco. Welcome to our program. We are discussing the security features. Ang pinag-usapan po natin dito sa mga kung anong gagawin ng Comelec na naman o anong kataranta doon gagawin na naman ng Smartmatic sa atin. Alam niyo po, I don't understand why we allow to get cheated. That's the part I think that I get irritated about. And number two, why are we forcing ourselves to accept leaders from the president down when they are not the ones the people voted? I always say it's the tyranny of the massa. They like to vote the dynasty, the oligarchs. Okay, so be it. But let's have the one that they really voted for, yung tunay na dynasty and oligarchy or magnanakaw, whatever. Basta, yun talaga ang naboto ng taong bayan. Alam mo, may kasalbihan naman dyan eh. You make your bed, you sleep in it. But what really irritates me is pag ninanakaw talaga yung eleksyon, parang iba lang na may pera at ang ginagawa nila, they just buy it straight out. And then in this specific case, may foreigner pa dito na pumapasok at na kumikita pa sa atin. Hindi ko maintindihan eh. Mas marami pa tayong talento kaysa dyan sa Venezuela na yan eh. Our guest, we've got Gus Lagman, former Comelec Commissioner. Commissioner, anong tingin niyo doon sa microtexting? No big deal yan?
Maganda yan. Maganda yan para mahirapang kopyahin.
Bakit si Andy Bautista daw tsaka mga Comelec Commissioner, wow, ano yan? I mean, ikaw you saw this 10 years ago.
Matagal na.
Tsaka hindi ka na nabibigla.
Yeah.
Ano yun? Incompetence on their part? Hindi nila alam? They don't even know about the security feature? Maybe they shouldn't be there if they have no expertise.
Well, hindi naman sila kasi IT people, so I don't blame them. Kaya lang...
No, we have to blame them. If they're leaders, you have to be competent, di ba? You don't
or
go
may tao ka na nakakaintindi. No?
Yeah, either or. No, you have to have the competence, period. Di ba? It is not just because you have a license to drive, but you don't drive and you no longer drive, doesn't mean you should be driving.
Correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So same thing.
Yeah.
So there is incompetence. The fact that they're odd.
Well, yeah, maybe you can say that. Pero sa akin naman, if they're good in administering the elections, I don't think anybody can expect all of them naman to know everything about IT, especially because it's not their line. However, you have to listen to the right people. And I mentioned that in the last article that I wrote.
Yes,
that,
you did.
some of the people around them are bridges that Smartmatic use. So if Smartmatic says, for example, that no, we don't want that particular feature because we can't do it. For example lang.
Which is the microtexting, which they can't do it.
We cannot do it.
They opted to use Kodak instead of...
They will now use these bridges. These are the people around the commissioner.
Oh my God, it sounds like the president and his cabinet. All over again. Sige, go ahead.
So, they're going to tell the commissioners that, no, that's not necessary because there are other features that we can require.
Yes.
But not that, no?
Yes.
So, ganun ang nangyayari sa aking palagay. They're listening to the wrong people. Now, some of these people were even suspended. You remember the ballot secrecy folder in 2010?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and these people are still there.
They're still there.
And the commissioners continue to listen to them. So, you see, yan ang isang problema.
If we have a situation that is very persistent, when it is so obvious, as clear as day, that it is incorrect. For example, having this guy Abaya, no matter his terrific academic record, in spite of his failures, that continue to stay there and cause hardship to the people, can't we say that's on purpose sabotage? Can't we say it's on purpose corruption because there is a reason? Can't we say incompetence is consistent because it is meant they want the people to suffer?
Well, yun na nga, kulang sila sa concern, no?
You're not a politician.
But let me describe to you one situation which to me is very clear, and they should in fact investigate this thoroughly. You talked about the 60 PCOS machines
Yes.
that were found in Antipolo.
GNN broke that story.
Ito pakinggan mo, no? Dinalupihan. Okay.
Bataan.
Bataan, no? Uh, the Municipal Board of Canvassers received transmissions from a barangay just shortly before 7 o'clock in the evening.
Right the end.
So, wow, ang bilis, no? Right away, nandoon yung mga results, no? So what did they do? They called this barangay, the people, the BEI, no? And they said, oh, ang bilis nyo we already received the results here. Sir, hindi pa kami nagsasara ng botohan dito.
Pumasok na.
So where
I remember Kirubin, Leo brought that out.
Oh, where did those results come from? No? Now, affidavits were taken from the BEI and they said, no, we have not, as a matter of fact, we have not closed the voting because there's still a queue outside. No? Now, that's the first. And that's the reason, that's what the one who filed a case used. Kasi I've always been saying that the PICO system, Smartmatic system, impaired the protest process. Because what document will you use?
Wala eh.
The election returns was printed by PICO. So how can you use that?
Wala.
When that could have been corrupted already. So I asked these people, what did you use? What document? No, and they told me this story, that, we received the results even before they were sent. So they must have come from another location, no? Now, that's not the end of the story, no? The results were very improbable. I mean, somebody who would always win, landslide, would be at the bottom.
Baliktad.
No, baliktad, no? So marami yon, marami yung ganung situation. The whole slate lost. Okay. Now, they filed a protest. And after 2 years, they were able to convince the regional trial court to open the ballot boxes. Okay, so ito na ngayon. 78 of the 80 boxes, the ballots were wrapped. Yung
So,
balota
nabuksan na,
nakabalot.
ginamit na.
Yung balota nakabalot, no?
Nakabalot na.
So, how did that happen?
Dapat, sunod-sunod, bagsakan lang yan.
Dapat kung,
At random, random yan.
78 of the 80 ballot boxes, nakarap yung mga balota.
So, parang sinuksok na lang.
The only explanation I can think of was pinalitan.
Of course.
And this one is to cover up the cheating that happened using PCOS.
Ayop.
Okay? Now,
Iba.
8 of the bundles, no, so as I said, 70, galing yun doon sa municipal treasurer, who is supposed to have custody of the ballots after elections. 8 of the bundles were in the office of the election officer. So, ang daming mga questions, and by the way, as expected, because ang nag-protest mayor So, when they opened the ballots and they counted them, they will only count the mayor.
Mayor lang.
The mayor lang.
Kasi yun lang ang contestation.
Yun lang ang protest, no? However, the judge allowed the photocopying of the ballots.
Okay.
So, dito sa mayor, tumatama ng tumatama. Halos perfect. And because they have a photocopy of the ballots, they started tabulating. Naku, ito na, malayo.
Ang layo.
Malayo. Malayo. So that again proves na there's really something wrong with the PCOS. And they're easy to tamper with, perhaps.
But that's
the very least that they should have done was investigate.
Yes, investigate. Give it credit and look into it. Hindi ba alam ng mga COMELEC commissioner yan? Hindi ba alam ng mga election lawyers? Si Makalintal, sinasabi niya, show me an iota of doubt. I don't understand. He doesn't seem to see it. Baka nagbubulag-bulagan. Mga COMELEC, bakit nagbubulag-bulagan? And then pinipilit nila. Now, I believe manual voting, so everyone can see kung sino nananalo in your area. Tapos, electronic transmission.
And canvassing.
And canvassing. Okay, electronic
Automated,
yan. Pero at least, kung magprotesta kami, dito sa lugar namin, ito nanalo. Hindi mo pwede sabihin iba nanalo. And yet, with a click of a finger, Bautista will say, no, hindi pwede. And he uses, time is the problem. We can't do time. Now, we're not only going to go for truth, but we're also saving, half or 75% of the budget. You're talking 6-7 billion which we can use for classrooms or whatever, for disasters or whatever. Bakit kaya even he, together with the commissioners, together with the election lawyers, together with the whole, is this a conspiracy?
Let me emphasize what you're saying even more, no? Yung precinct counting only takes 5 to 12 hours. In the past, the manual pa, 5 to 12 hours. Yung canvassing, 40 days.
Yun yung matagal eh.
Doon nagkakaroon ng dagdag bawas.
Sa canvassing.
So, hindi ba malinaw? 5 to 12 hours, 40 days. Ito ang i-automate mo.
Correct.
Hindi ba?
Correct.
Yung canvassing ang i-automate mo. Bakit mo i-automate yung something that only takes 5 to 12 hours?
You presented an alternative. You weren't just screaming.
Yeah.
You looked for a science.
Of
You
course.
looked for a system. You looked for it. You sourced it. You brought it up.
Yeah.
You promoted it. Bakit ayaw nila makita?
Well,
Nagbubulag-bulagan.
no, they did. They did. In fairness, no, they allowed us to demonstrate it, no?
I know it's in
Sa
Sapote,
Bacoor.
Bacoor.
Sa Bacoor. May mga problema. So, pero okay lang, very minor, no? At saka yung sasabihin lang napakabagal, limang lawyers yung nakialam na katakot-takot na tanong. And so we wasted time. So kaya
Ayun.
tumagal, ano? Now, I wrote a 7-page report. After
Alright.
that, explaining everything, that okay, ito meron konting problema, but it's a learning experience.
Correct.
Pwede natin
In
improve
progress.
For example, yung tally board, hindi na ito kailangan. Sabi kong gano'n kasi yung pa isang nagpapatagal. Because the guy who handles those
Right.
tally boards would have to go back and forth looking for the name.
Yes.
No? In fact, I even I estimated the number of kilometers he would have walked. 4 kilometers. Just going back and forth, no? So, I went to that extent, no? And so I prepared a 7-page report. I didn't get a response and the comments.
Did
from the
anybody
report.
even read it?
I don't know, but I addressed
Maybe
it to
you should
Chairman
publish it.
Bautista.
I-publish mo na lang yun.
Well, maybe.
I-publish mo na lang sa
Maybe.
Manila Times para mabasa
Maybe.
ng lahat.
Yeah.
Gas, the cause of frustration, I enumerated 3 major. How do we tackle this? How do we save the Republic? How do we save our country from the oligarchs, the guns, goons, the gold, the authorities? I mean, or better yet, have we identified sino may hawak ng Smartmatic? Is it the Liberal Party? Para siguradong panalo na si Rojas, tsaka Liberal Party. Sila ba may hawak ngayon ng... So hawak nila sa liig yung COMELEC, hindi independent, when it's supposed to be. So, we can depict Commissioner Bautista with a leash on his neck, together with Gia, together with Lim. Parang aso, may ganun sila, at may hawak na string, Liberal Party. Sino mahawak nun? Obviously not Noynoy, because he's not smart enough. So, I guess, Butchabad, the guy behind the DAP, di ba? Must be. And he's the one pulling these dogs everywhere they go. Is this... Wala na. This cause of frustration is a reality we have to bear.
Well, the most logical group that would try and control would always be the administration, because they're the ones with the wherewithal to do it. I mean, hindi ba? I mean, that's to be expected. However, because of the automation, this thing, it can also be to the highest bidder.
So pwedeng not necessarily LP.
Not necessarily LP, pwedeng highest bidder. In fact, a friend of mine pointed that out to me. Teka muna, kasi I was saying, yung administration ang may wherewithal, no?
I would think LP,
automatic,
Noynoy,
hindi ba?
automatic.
Automatic.
To my perception.
Teka muna, meron akong alam na ganito at ganito, may mga connection. So it's also possible na highest bidder.
Oh my gosh, the highest bidder. So all the big people that we know, big industry, big players, there's only a few. They're all in the Forbes list anyway.
Yeah.
And those who have the most to lose or gain with government right now, I mean, let's face it, it's the Zobel Group. Di ba? I mean, they have all the big ticket items. MVP is there, but he plays second fiddle to the Zobel Group. So maybe it's the Mestizos now. The Spanish who are now holding it. And they're going to dictate who the next president is. I don't know. The cause of frustration, for some reason, you're still determined. You haven't lost your energy. You're still going for it. You're pushing it. You're showing it to them, but they're not listening. Di ba? Nagbubulag-bulagan, nagbibingi-bingihan. what are you going to do? It's now, we're entering November, you're talking 7 months, 7.5 months till election.
There is a one, if they would only do this, it would reduce the possibility of cheating by a lot. And that is publishing in a public website all the election returns transmitted to the Municipal Board of Canvassers.
Broad, public it, ha? Make it public.
Make it public so that everybody can see it. Now,
That's a unique idea.
not really. I mean, if this were the private sector and we would design a system for that, automatically we would do that. No?
Transparency kagad eh.
Transparency, di ba? The beauty of that is this, no? So, the election returns, after they're done by the
Yes, yes.
by PICOS, is transmitted to the Municipal Board of Canvassers. Municipal Board of Canvassers publishes the
Immediately.
the
The reports.
disaggregated,
The
meaning
aggregated.
detailed,
Detailed.
disaggregated.
Disaggregated.
Meaning hindi
Oo.
totals lang.
Hindi
All the data that's sent out would be there. So, lahat ng election returns nandun sa public website. Now, I'm a watcher in this precinct. Okay?
Yun ang himayin mo, yung iyo.
I have a copy of the election returns kasi the PICOS is supposed to print 30 copies. So I'm a watcher for this party. I have a
Yes.
copy of the election returns. I will now download the contents of that public website,
Specific to
look
your reports.
at my
Yes.
present, and then compare. Okay? Now, if what was received there, meaning yung nandun sa
Yes,
public
yes,
website,
yes.
is the same as what was sent from here,
So good. Well, so good.
of course. I mean, you know,
Oh,
huli
okay.
mo, if somebody tampers during the electronic transmission, somebody tampers
and
with the
changes it.
results,
Yes, yes,
huli. Hindi ba? Actually,
Mahirap ba gawin niyang website na yan? Hindi naman
no,
eh.
no.
No, but for the municipal canvasser, digitally we can upload. Kasi digital na rin.
No problem. It
Oh,
can be part.
digital. Oh, correct. It's digital.
part of the canvassing system.
Correct.
No?
It's digital.
Okay.
Have you brought this up to Bautista and the COMELEC?
I did. In fact, I've written about it long
Ayaw
ago,
ka pa
and
rin
I keep
pakinggan.
repeating it. But, well, I'm hoping now that they would implement it. No, I'm hoping that they'll do it. Now, as a matter of fact, that simple system of publishing it there, in fact, makes two of the other security features almost irrelevant.
Irrelevant na. Yan na.
The
Andyan
review,
dyan eh.
the review of the source code,
Yeah, no need.
no
Kasi may
need.
counter-check ka na eh.
The digital signature
Yes.
is also not necessary. As long as what was received is the same as what was sent.
Yes, yes.
Di ba? It doesn't matter if there's a signature
Terrific.
or not.
Oh, terrific. Terrific.
Hindi ba? Simple. Now, there's just one weak link in that. That will solve the canvassing problem, the transmission problem. But it still doesn't solve the PICOS problem. Because what if what was sent was already corrupted? That's the problem
Ayun.
that's
So,
left.
from the source, corrupted na.
Now, the easier way, if you want to cheat national positions, it's easier to do it in the canvassing system. In the canvassing. Mas madali kasi wholesale.
Oo, wholesale.
No?
Maramihan.
Mahirap kung dito sa PICOS mo gagawin. For local, you do it here sa PICOS. But for national
Babantayan mo
positions,
sa canvassing.
mas madali sa canvassing. So, at least now, you have made it very difficult for somebody who wants to cheat.
You've compounded their problem.
To-
You've complicated it.
oo.
No, you've
So,
compounded the problem.
Ito na lang ang problema.
Ah.
Sa mga, pero malamang, yung local elections lang ang affected.
Correct.
Pero problema pa rin. And we're still thinking of how to solve that.
Wow.
Pero dito, di ba?
Yeah,
Ang
yeah,
linaw,
yeah,
di ba?
yeah.
Even if you're an OFW in the Middle East, you
Pwede
can
ka
do your own tabulation.
Yes. Especially the kids today.
Ah,
Oh, kayang-kaya nila yan, yung mga IT savvy.
you can use Excel,
Yeah, you can-
simple
yeah.
tabulation program.
Gus, we are at the end of the program. You know, 1 hour with you goes by, para mo, 5 minutes lang tayo nagsasalita. A message to our viewers before I close it.
Well, you know, we have to try to understand this automation process. No, let us not like it just because it was easy to use. Because we have to try and understand, is this safe? Is this secure? Am I being cheated? And if I understand that, we have to say our piece. Many countries who have automated their elections went back to manual. And the reason is the same, that they did not see, and in some of the countries, they did not understand how the votes were counted. And so they went back to manual. Many. Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, Australia.
correct.
Ang dami. They have to see and understand how the votes are counted. And dapat ganyan din ang ating reaction.
Thank you very much, Gus. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to even make that even simpler, an analogy. You're a father, you have a son who drives the car. You use the car, the car company guarantees certain specifics about the car, and you believe in them. You're not the mechanic, but you believe in the company, and they bullshit you and everything, and you go ahead and your son starts to use the car, and then the brakes are lost, and a crash comes on, and then whatever happens, a disaster, the whole thing becomes an unresolvable situation. What do? We, the people, have to act for the country, especially those who have the power, the authority, the means. The rest of the country maybe are too busy with teleseries and whatnot, as we have seen. But for those who have that ability, the instinct, have the advocacy, have the responsibility, throw your hat in the ring, and let's help fix this country. We have to start with the elections. Now, like I said, if they vote an incompetent person, so be it. Ganun talaga yun. Democracy may not be the best system in the world, but like we said, the rule of the majority, which in this case, kaawa-awa naman, because everyone's really watching more of the teleseries than really the economic review and whatnot. But for those who have, I'll repeat again, if you have that authority with you, use it. Let's save the country. After all, it's not for us any longer. It's for our children, the people who drive that car, who will lose that brake, who unwittingly trusts you and trusts that company, and you go, and then bang, his life ends. The problem there is yours ends as well. Maraming salamat po. My name is Harry Tambuatco, and watch our show. A replay in the morning at 8 o'clock, and again in the afternoon about 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Ren.
I will send you a... You are what you watch.